Hello, welcome once again to Lehto's Law. I'm Steve Lehto. I had several people send me an article that they found in USA Today online, and they said, Steve, read this article and see if you can catch the punchline. At least that's what one guy wrote. And here's the thing. In this day and age, it's not uncommon for online places to have news stories and then have sponsored content. And the sponsored content is an ad. It's a commercial, you know. But the problem is that it's dressed up and surrounded by stuff being presented as news. And we've known that for years they had things like, op-ed pieces, where somebody at a newspaper would publish an opinion piece, which had nothing to do with the news in that sense. It was the opinions about the news. So we understand that there's usually a distinction between things that get printed in papers in the old days or get put online in these days. But the oddity is that this article is comical in one of the things it says, and it's, like I said, presented as being kind of news, but it's actually an advertisement for the auto industry. And the headline is Shopping for a CPO Car. Here's What You Need to Know by Robert Duffer. And I have to tell you that there's a relationship here between the USA Today, who published this, and cars.com. So again, I'm not sure quite what the relationship is, but it creates some hilarious results. So Robert Duffer writes, the road to owning a new to you car can be fraught with potholes. New cars experience depreciation, at least 10% in the first month, and used cars can be something of a mystery when it comes to knowing the vehicle's condition. But there's another option that gives shoppers almost the same assurances of a new car, but without the new car price. Certified pre-owned vehicles. Now, I've done videos on this, and obviously I don't think I need to beat on this too much, but a CPO car is used. Okay? So to suggest that a CPO car is pretty much a new car without the new car price is absurd. But that's not the funny part. We'll get to this. CPO vehicles are typically late model year vehicles with manufacturer-backed warranties. Most CPO vehicles are in good condition. Says who? And have relatively low miles. And many of them are off-lease cars, which means they've reached the end of their lease contract. Yeah, and so are many used cars. Cars that were new become used. And so many of them are off-lease. Many used cars are former rentals. Many used cars are junk. Okay, but I digress. For a charge of about $1,500 on average, a certified technician performs a multi-point inspection of the CPO car and makes necessary repairs. I couldn't make this stuff up. For a charge of about $1,500 on average, a certified technician performs a multi-point inspection of the CPO car and makes necessary repairs. Says who? First of all, certified pre-owned are programs run by manufacturers. Every manufacturer runs theirs differently. And so to suggest that there's a $1,500 charge being paid by somebody so that a certified technician can perform a multi-point inspection and make necessary repairs is fantasy. For a charge of about $1,500 on average, a certified technician performs a multi-point inspection of the CPO car and makes any necessary repairs. But again, I haven't gotten to the funny part yet. This gets funnier. With CPO vehicles, dealers and automakers typically offer extended powertrain warranties and other benefits such as roadside assistance and a vehicle history report. That might be true. I don't know. It's going to vary from manufacturer to manufacturer. A CPO vehicle may come with lower interest financing as well. That's possible. But I don't know that's necessarily true. So he says, with certified pre-owned cars, you're paying for peace of mind. You can call it anything you want. And here's a quote now from Philip Reed, who's a writer at nerdwallet.com. And this is the peak hilarity of this piece. Shopping for a CPO car is easier than a non-CPO car because the car has already been inspected and a warranty is included. Well, as mentioned earlier, a warranty is included. It might be a little bit longer than the one you'd get otherwise. But the fact it's been inspected is an absolute invention. They claim they're inspected, but there's no cause of action that you have against somebody if you buy a CPO car and find out it wasn't inspected. And I've spoken to guys who work at dealerships that go, inspection, are you insane? Take a car that just got turned in, spin it around out front and slap a CPO sticker on it. They do it all the time. But again, here's where it gets funny. Quote, you don't have to take a CPO to a mechanic for an inspection as you would with other used cars. End quote. You don't have to get an inspection on a CPO car. Presumably because for a charge of about $1,500 on average, a certified technician has already performed a multi-point inspection of the CPO car and made necessary repairs. Which explains why no one's ever called my office and said, Steve, I bought a CPO car. It's got all kinds of problems. I'm joking. I get the phone call all the time. So shopping is easier because you don't have to have it inspected like you would for another used car. I have no idea, but I suspect that none of these people are attorneys. And I suspect none of them have a telephone number they advertise on the internet that says, call me with questions or comments or email me with an email address. And they don't get bombarded with calls and phone, emails from people saying, I bought a CPO car. It's a piece of junk. Explain to me how the trained technician missed the fact that the door won't open properly, or that the spare tire's missing. How did they miss that? According to the checklist, they checked it, and these things are broken or missed. How is that possible? And I say, because it's what they do. So, who does the certifying of a CPO car? We're back to the article now. A factory or manufacturer CPO vehicle is certified to the automaker's standards, and licensed dealers pay a fee to get that certification. So now here's the deal. The dealer is allegedly paying a fee to get the certification, except that we already know that somebody's paid $1,500 on average for a certified technician to perform a multi-point inspection. Who's paying all these people? All this money is flying back and forth on a used car. And they say it's all in the family. A Mercedes-Benz dealer only sells Mercedes CPO vehicles, so there should be quality assurances that the dealer did good work. Again, a dealer-certified car has been inspected by a tech in the dealer's service center, which sounds a lot like the word above. This is pure comedy. A dealer-certified car has been inspected by a tech in the dealer's service center. An independent dealer can offer an extended warranty or a vehicle with a CPO warranty still active from a previous owner. As with all things, check the paperwork. So he's advising you to check the paperwork, but don't bother getting an inspection because somebody's already done that for you at a cost of $1,500 to somebody else. Although the dealer's paying a fee to get the CPO certification from the manufacturer. So there's just, like I said, money flying around. So now, is a CPO vehicle worth it? That's a bullet point question, my friends. It depends. So, despite the fact you don't need to get the vehicle inspected, it still might not be worth it. You can be sure the CPO vehicle will be less expensive than the new model in the same generation. Yeah, used cars tend to cost less than new cars. If you don't understand that, okay, well, I guess people who don't understand it can't read, so we've eliminated them. And every automaker has different standards when it comes to a maximum age or mileage of the car, warranties, and even the number of items inspected. Yeah, exactly. The number of imaginary things that they've looked at can vary all over the place. Like I said, it can be a 392-point inspection, 258-point inspection. And if they don't do it, there's nothing you can do about it. In some cases, the extra cost for a CPO car may not be worth it, especially on a model from a reliable automaker that is relatively new with relatively low miles. Hyundai and Kia, for example, have the industry's best powertrain warranty of 10 years or 100,000 miles. But that warranty applies to the original owner only. Here's another quote from the NerdWallet guy who says you don't need to inspect a CPO car. Okay. Anyone considering CPO should check to see if there is a remaining factory warranty that comes with a car for no extra charge. Okay. Just as you would with a new or used car, be sure to visually inspect the vehicle and take it for a test drive. Get the vehicle history and check the vehicle identification number online at safercar.gov. That's not a bad idea. For car shoppers, a CPO vehicle minimizes some of the legwork and certain risks. And again, since you don't need to have it inspected, that saves that time, right? And here's the quote: "Buying a CPO car allows you to buy a much cheaper car that is still reliable and provides the peace of mind that comes with an extended warranty," Reed said. And again, he's the guy who says that you do not need to inspect a CPO car because it's been inspected for you at a cost of about $1,500 paid by somebody. And then the CPO car is CPO'd. And again, the dealership paid for that also. And like I said, you don't have to take a CPO to a mechanic for an inspection as you would with other used cars. And that's the quote of Philip Reed, a writer at NerdWallet. And that's in an article by Robert Duffer entitled "Shopping for a CPO Car, Here's What You Need to Know." And again, like I said, I found that at the USA Today website, but several people sent it to me and said, "Hey, Steve, check out this comedy writing." So again, I've done a bunch of videos on CPO cars. I'm actually going to do a search right now on CPO cars and my channel and put the links in the description below. But should you have the car inspected, or should you skip it because someone inspected it for you? That inspection done by somebody else is what we call illusory. Illusory, meaning that, it's the same base root word as the word illusion. I'm not telling you to use your illusion. I'm just talking to you and saying, if something's illusory, you should then perhaps reconsider. But the idea that a CPO car doesn't need an inspection because someone else did it for you is crazy talk. Crazy talk. So there you have it, my friends. CPO cars back in the news. Questions or comments, put them below. Otherwise, talk to you later. Bye-bye.